In an earlier post, I mentioned that Chinese martial art principles were universal and could be translated to or witnessed in combat sports. The principles in particular that I was thinking of were the ones I learned when practicing 7-star praying mantis, which were known as the 12 character principles or the 12 keyword formula. These principles are a subset of the larger 31 keyword principles that are presented in Lee Kam Wing's 7-star mantis book. The first three of these principles are owl, hook, lao, grab, and sai, or choi, pluck and strike. These three are present in many of the mantis forms, such as the one shown here. And generally we trained it in the way is shown here, with a hook, followed by a quick grab and pull, and then a straight punch right after that. And then also as a partner drill, shown here by Lee Kam Wing and Sifu John Cheng. Now, although we generally practice it as a set of techniques, I learned that these are fighting principles and not necessarily restricted to a certain implementation. The snap down we see in wrestling quite often is, I would argue, an example of hook, and grab, which is sometimes described as a downward pull. And here's an example from combat sambo of pluck and strike, where you have an opponent grabbing onto the jacket of the other and then sharply pulling him forward and striking with the headbutt. I'd argue that any combat sport which involves some level of clinch work or inside fighting, where the participants are allowed to clinch or grab somewhat, you'd see these principles in play. In Muay Thai, you have people grabbing behind the head, pulling it into elbows or knees, and even in boxing, you see little tricks where guys will kind of pull on the head or pull behind the arm to move their opponent around, sometimes legally or illegally. So if you have any other thoughts or other examples, let me know in the comments, and shout out to the Mantis brethren in Russia for inspiring me to create a video like this.